So this is stupid. I've been thinking about this way too much because I had something to complain about. I could not figure out a platform to convey it on.
Okay, that's what this is for.
So it's here.
Right.
But it's been bothering me because just coronavirus and stuff has been happening. But my least favorite thing, like, in the world. So the topic is things that bother you to an extent that they genuinely should not, but just, like, they keep you up at night thinking about it.
Okay.
And my thing that's been driving me nuts and has my whole life is I get physically ill and, like, close to vomiting at the idea of when, like, soap, like on a soap dispenser, like, builds up to that little hard piece that, like, crusts over the edge of it, and then you, like, squirt it in your hand, squirt soap in your hand, and you have that, like, one crusty piece. I will get, like, if I don't notice it, I will get physically ill at the sight and feel of it on my hands, and it happens with shampoo and conditioner too. Like,
this actually plays into I hate nozzles thing from last time.
What soap are you guys buying?
No, it's just normal soap.
Just
like, if it doesn't clean up on, like, the edge or whatever, it, like, hardens.
You're just talking about, like, dry soap crust?
Yeah.
So I've got foaming soap, and that sort of solves that issue.
That would solve that issue.
Then I've got shower gel, and, like, that doesn't really happen with the shower gel.
If you close the cap, it doesn't happen. Crust. No, you do not.
I love to take it off of the nozzle, and I crush it in my hands, and I go, exfoliation.
No.
I do.
That makes me literally nauseous.
I don't like like chunky or gritty soap.
No, yeah.
You know, like, that's like a big, like, that's a selling point for some soaps where it's like, it's got real sand in it. It rips your skin off, right?
See,
and it's I don't want that. I'll rip my own skin off, thank you.
It's actually, I would be okay if someone sold it to me as, like, a chunky soap, and, like, I got the little chunk on the end of it. Like, that bothers me way less than knowing that the soap should be smooth. And then I, like, go to, like, rub my hands together, and there's just, like, a little
soap
ball
booger
of, like,
in there.
Yeah, of, like, disgusting buildup. And I cannot tell you how disgusted I feel.
It's the cleanest thing that could exist.
It's something, I don't know why I have such a visceral, like.
Is it a texture thing? How do you feel about it when it, like, happens on a ketchup bottle?
Yeah, no, it literally makes me want to die. Like,
okay. So it's not soap, it's just crust in general.
It just happens with the soap so often because I wash my hands all the time.
I'm completely with you. This is I said I hate nozzles last time. This is why. Like,
even
if it isn't there, I picture it being there.
What do you do? What do you do when it lands in your hand?
I don't do that. I will.
How do you get soap
I make
on
sure
your
it
hand?
isn't there before I.
You just, like, pull it out?
Sometimes.
No, I will pump the soap into my hand, and then just, like, if I see it there, I'll just, like, flail my hands until it's
buy foaming soap.
I'm gonna buy foaming soap. I hadn't actually thought about that, but it does solve the problem. It really bothers me so much. I wish it did. I don't know what to say. And, like, I will gag in the shower if my shampoo does it. Like, I get so upset.
You must have some kind of sensory anxiety disorder.
That would make 100% sense. I do, probably. I don't know why it gets me so mad.
In the same vein, I normally buy this, like, Axe shower scrubber thing.
Mm-hmm.
It lasts me about, like, 2 or 3 months. I toss it because it, like, loses its scrubbability or whatever. And I get a new one. They're like $4, right?
Yeah.
But, like, I was like, you know what? I saw an ad for a new, like, weird scrubber thing on Amazon. And I was like, you know, let's change the game, you know? So I bought one. It was, like, some silicone scrubber thing. And it came in blue, pink, or green. But the pink one was significantly cheaper than the other two. So I bought the pink one.
That's not how that usually works.
I like to save money. I was expecting, like, a hot pink. When it got here, I understand why the pink is less than the other two. It's just flesh colored.
No.
It looks so cursed. I'm just like, I promise this is for cleaning me. There's no other reason I own this.
Did we or Ian ever tell you about Flesh Couch?
Yeah.
Flesh Couch.
We must have. Flesh Couch?
No. Why would you ever go to any place where you can describe something as a flesh couch?
Well, let me tell you why.
Back in Ian and Rachel's old apartment,
Ed Gein's house?
What was it?
I couldn't think of that name fast enough, so it wasn't funny. Ed Gein. He made couches out of people, everybody. Moving on.
Anyway.
Well, one of his couches he dumped by the dumpster by Ian and Rachel's house, and they picked it up and brought it inside for some reason.
Ian and Rachel, so from my experience, I didn't know Ian and Rachel very well when this was happening. It was all brand new,
That's true.
Just meeting them. So they had a couch that I had gotten comfortable with because I'd slept on it a few times.
Right.
And like that was cool and fine. And then one day we come over and they just have this couch, which is leather, but it is
Just like-
exactly the skin tone of me.
like
It is a perfectly skin toned colored leather couch and it was like slightly shiny, and it looked like a human had been turned into a couch, and I was just like, okay,
This is awful.
it's fine.
I actually despise flesh-colored things.
Well, so we
yeah, no, it was terrible.
it was like
it
okay,
wasn't comfortable either.
it was like cool design, got you. Where'd you get it? And they're like, someone just left it by the trash can. Can you believe it? And we're like, have you thought about putting
Yes.
it back? But then we all learned to love it. I mean, they knew what they were doing.
Well, and they specifically said that they had to they were desperately trying to fit it in their door because they used to live in an apartment complex that was remodeled out of an old army barracks.
Yeah.
So everything was super tiny, and this couch was just unnecessarily large. And this random man that they'd never seen before and never saw again showed up and helped them get the couch into their door somehow. And the couch sat there until one day they were moving, and we went to help them move, and we got everything out of the apartment, and then just could not get this couch out the door,
This couch
even though
was
they
insane.
presumably got it in that same door at some point.
They did.
There was no Euclidean way
No.
of removing the couch
What word
from
did you
that
just say?
door.
What word?
What?
Euclidean?
Euclidean, like Euclidean geometry, like three-dimensional space.
This is legitimately the first time I have ever heard that word in my life. Euclidean?
Yeah. It's a real word.
Yeah.
Well, it is a
literally-
proper noun, isn't it?
I've literally never heard it in my life.
I think it's named after a person. It's
Yeah,
one of those things.
Euclid.
It's like
I normally hear it talked about like within Eldritch Horror. Normally,
right. Well, yeah, non-Euclidean is usually what people see. because
non-Euclidean
it's the-
geometry.
Right,
Yeah.
Oh,
things that
God.
defy three-dimensional space.
Oh my
Anyway, that
God,
was
what
this
is
couch.
that?
And so Ian was at the end of his ropes this day also by this point, and he was like, you know
was.
what, I'm breaking the couch in half. And so he got tools and started trying to tear this couch open. And on the
We tried
inside,
so hard.
it
was
is
a
just
person.
like a lattice work of wood beams
Yeah.
built in a nonsensical construction pattern that
It was-
somehow has formed a couch on the outside, but it's not like I think the couch we're sitting on right now probably is just a frame and then
Yeah.
empty space, like
Yeah.
most couches are.
Yeah.
But this thing was like a network of crisscrossing. It looked like one of those
It might
like
have
toothpick structures you have to build in school.
It literally might as well have been made of steel. Like this
Yeah.
couch was. We were like, it was my idea. I was like, look, I've torn apart a million couches. You just take a hammer and they just break because couches are cheap and made of nothing. But this couch was seriously like made of like
It was
4-inch
reinforced.
thick wood. It was crazy. Anyway, it stayed there.
Right. We just left it. We just left it in the middle of the house.
We did. We left a partly destroyed flesh-colored skin couch.
And they were worried they were going to get fined, but they never did, which I assume means
they actually got paid.
oh right, yeah, they did. I assume that means that the couch just consumed whoever went in to
100%.
check on the apartment after that.
100%. Anyway, that's flesh couch.
Yep.
Wow, flesh couch. That's terrifying. I didn't know any of that.
Pretty cool.
That's something I would complain more about than soap scum.
No,
yeah.
no. We all have our limits, all right? And like flesh couch was like it's almost cool. Like I like not to I know this won't offend anyone, Rachel. I love trashy aesthetic. like things that look like they should be in the garbage can, but then you just like throw it in your house and it works.
Wait, Ricky, you probably slept on this couch.
No, I didn't.
You came and stayed at our place at one point, and then you went and stayed at Ian and Rachel's, and you didn't use their bed for some reason, and you slept on the couch they had, and this was the couch that was in their
The couch
apartment.
was at Bulverde Oaks.
Oh,
Ricky wasn't even
so
saying
I was at the Army Barracks one.
Yeah.
Okay, so like that
Oh.
couch was like, I remember this couch, but I don't remember it being flesh colored because it was absolutely covered in blankets. They left out a lot of stuff.
they hid the flesh with
did.
blankets.
So I never saw the flesh, but I do remember like waking up and like I had kicked off some of the blankets and like my leg flesh was stuck to the couch a little bit.
Yeah.
You know how it is. It's hot in Texas.
Yeah.
These are facts of life. It's not
100%.
gross. This is your body.
The twist of this story is that you once slept on flesh couch.
Yeah.
But
That just gave me like miserable flashbacks to like going on summer dates, and like on the first date I was like, for some reason here I was trying to impress men. Like I spent most of my life doing that for no good reason. And I would go on like summer dates, we would sit down at restaurants, and like I remember having to navigate, attempting to not make the skin pulling away from leather sound that happens when you just like sit on it for too long.
Yeah.
You know that sound?
Yeah.
Something Ricky just talking about how he was like sleeping on leather
Just
just
so you don't have to
reminded
drive
me of
away
like
the men.
all of these.
You just
Yeah,
scoot the chair at the same time and make sure you make the scoot noise.
Well, I would have been smarter. Instead, I looked like stupid, like getting up slowly, and they're like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." 10 seconds later, still have not sat up from my chair. That's all. That's all. It wasn't a very good tangent to go on. I was just thinking about dates.
You ever get stuck to things, guys?
You ever
I'm trying to remember any times my thighs have been stuck to leather so we can keep this conversation going, but it's not working.
It's not happening.
We do not promise quality tangents. We promise only tangents. That is the only promise the show makes.
We even almost apologize. It's called Oops.
Right.
Oops, all
So-
like sorry you had to experience this podcast.
Back on our main topic almost. Allison, what are your thoughts on bar soap?
Bar soap?
Like, you know, like boomer soap.
I was like,
Boomer soap.
I was seriously trying to be like, when was the last time I was in a bar? I thought like the dispenser ones are fine because that's what bars have. But okay, bar like it's in the shape
Yeah,
of a
like
bar.
that you use like at.
Yeah.
I don't.
Like
I really.
dial soap.
Hotels do this still, and it always annoys me that they're just. I mean, I guess it makes sense as like probably the more sanitary option because they're all pre-wrapped and clean.
Bar
when you use
soaps
them.
are shit. I
Yeah.
fucking hate bar soap. No one likes bar
I
soaps.
use bar soaps to clean my body.
Right, I use them like in the shower, but not like as
Why?
using your hands.
No, just
like, as
slip out of
washing
your damn hands.
Because
Guarantee
they're
they
cheap.
slip out of your hands. Because
They're
what?
cheap and I'm clean anyway. I only shower to appease other people. I don't
Right.
actually need to because I'm clean all the time.
Well, I thought you were.
Naturally
I thought you were upset about like also like your shampoo and stuff like that. So I was wondering about like because I always think of like I like to buy like the travel size bar soap if I'm using bar soap because it's like inevitably no matter how much I clean myself, we're gonna get to the point where it's like 25% of the bar left and it's just been there too long and it starts like looking pretty gross.
That's true.
I'm an easily
But-
frustrated person, so the idea that I could like be holding a soap and then I could not be holding a soap because it just like fell out of my
This
hands
doesn't
in the
happen
shower.
to me very much, but my hands are twice the size as yours, so that might be
Nobody
why.
actually slips on the soap.
I mean, you don't slip and like die, but it slips out of your damn hands over and over again.
I've never had
Never.
soap just like
You need a
fly
better
out of my
grip.
hand.
You're telling me you grip soap and then you're able to like run it from like your ankle all the way up and it
No,
never
you
once.
apply the soap to another thing, like you
apply
have
it to
the
a wash
loofah
rag.
or the rag,
Yeah.
and then you soap it up.
I
Like
put it
instead
in my
of-
mouth and I slobber it around for a bit and I spit
Are
it.
you just
All over
rubbing
my
the
body.
dial soap against your body? That
I
doesn't
did.
do anything.
Yeah,
I
no.
just rubbed the soap on my body.
Well, then yeah, you probably were dropping it everywhere.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that you were supposed. I didn't know you were actually supposed to use something to like clean your body till like 3 years ago.
Oh no, that's okay.
It wasn't
The
until
only
it
soap
wasn't,
for me is Dr. Bronner's Castile soap.
it wasn't until I started dating Max and Max was like, "You don't use the loofah," and I'm like,
Okay, I will say my parents because I just did everything the way that I was taught as a literal 5-year-old for most of my life,
"Yeah,
and so we used like cloths, like washcloths, growing up.
oh yeah,
And then I figured out that loofahs existed, and I was like, this is just an objectively better tool for this job,
yeah."
and it has
Mhm.
existed this
Good at
entire time.
lathering. No, my boyfriend had to teach me that I could clean myself better in the shower. Like that being said, I did clean myself. I just would put bars of soap all over my. I didn't know that you could put it on. You just
I literally just dumped like 8 or 9 bars of soap into the tub, just
The
got
soap
in,
was the clean
rolled
thing.
around, and hoped for the
You put the
best.
clean thing on the body. You rub it around. I didn't feel like there was other ways that you had to do this. Honestly,
Bar soap must be like more environmentally friendly, though, right? Like because you're not buying like the
yeah,
plastic
bar
bottle.
soap is better.
It
yeah.
just comes in like a wood box sometimes at most.
No, if you're asking what I do, I don't have bar soap because I don't like it. I don't like the smells as much. So I usually just like I'm super picky about closing the shampoo and body wash containers, like
Yeah.
snapping the lid shut. Or if I sense, because I can like I have like a 7th sense for it. I can like tell if it's gonna be there. Then I'll just like dump out the first little bit of soap just to make sure that that does not land. Because the worst thing in the world is getting it in my hand and then putting it on my body and realizing there was a little soap thing there, and I'm vomiting in the shower. It's all counterproductive. So you just gotta.
There's no better place to vomit.
That's probably true. Almost
But
definitely.
on this note, do you guys know what the worst soap is? Decorative soap.
I don't know. What
God,
that
I
is.
hate it.
Did you not ever? You didn't
What's
have
decorative soap?
You didn't have friends with parents who had decorative soap. That was
You never
another
had
thing.
parents that had decorative soaps?
What is a
or
decorative
worse.
Yeah, it's
Like
like,
a
a
they're
soap
literally-
that's shaped like a flower.
Yeah, but you're
Or
not
they're
supposed to
shaped like
use
a
it.
flower or seashells or whatever, and they're in this little soap dish, but like don't use it because
Yeah.
it's decorative.
No, I
No,
definitely.
I never grew up with soap that you weren't supposed to use.
The Haney's had this kind of crap
That
all
makes
over their
sense, that
house.
makes sense, yeah.
That's the kind of people that had it.
It's definitely like, oh, that's nice, but it's like, how dare you
Yeah, I
taunt
would've-
me
I
with your
would've used
excess
it.
of soaps? Oh, we have so much soap that we specify some soaps that aren't even for use.
As I'm thinking about it,
true.
I probably did run into this, but I wouldn't have registered it as soap.
Actually, this goes hand in hand with another phenomenon of middle class white families from our childhood,
Yeah.
which I know Matt is familiar with because the last one I saw was in his parents' house. This is nautical themed bathrooms.
Oh yeah.
This is a thing that every middle class white suburban home had at least once. They had a nautical themed bathroom with decorative soaps on the
Yeah.
countertop.
Well,
Yeah.
my mom is obsessed with lighthouses, so it's not so much nautical as it is lighthouse themed. But I get
Okay,
your
at least
point.
it's
It
consistent.
still belongs to the same group of people. Like, people obsessed with lighthouses are the same people. Like, they're all...
But my parents weren't obsessed with anything like ocean, but we still had a nautical themed bathroom at one point.
Nautical themes they make sense. Water, bathrooms...
It does, but it's
Yeah.
that they put the effort into making it happen.
Yeah,
is
no,
more what
don't
it
worry.
is.
My grandparents in Rhode Island have a 3-story, essentially, like, mansion, and they have the nautical vibe everywhere.
It's like you want to feel like you're
You ever been in a house with 3
pooping on a
stories?
beach, I guess.
Pooping on a beach.
I've never decorated anything in my life.
That makes sense, Matt.
And I refuse to.
That just
Why would
reminded
you?
me.
I
It just
like nautical
reminded me.
bathrooms.
It reminded me of being at the Art Institute and going into literally anybody's apartment that was like directly around the Art Institute and feeling like I needed a tetanus shot when I left.
Okay, fine,
Uh-huh.
fine. Give me one other good aesthetic for a bathroom that isn't nautical.
I don't think there are themed living spaces except for HGTV.
Post surgery room.
What?
If you're
What
talking
does that
about
look like?
aesthetics for bathrooms, like
Aesthetic.
Like hospital sterilized.
yeah, but after the surgery, so there's like bloody
Blood on-
towels on the floor.
No, sir. No, sir. I said a better
Tools.
aesthetic. Name something that makes
that
more
is one.
sense. It is not. Because I'm like, ooh, I'm in the
What's the
bathroom
thing?
looking
Bathroom,
at sailboats, and
like,
Matt's like, wow,
nice
is that
bathroom.
real blood on the wall?
Nice bathroom is its own aesthetic. Like when you go to like fancy 5-star restaurants or hotels or like things that have like nice bathrooms, it's just there
Okay,
are
no,
there are looks to the
Nice
that's
bathroom.
different though.
themed.
You're talking
Night
about something
Watch
different.
has a steampunk bathroom.
That's pretty cool.
That yeah, that's true. Night Watch has some pretty cool bathrooms.
Okay, no,
Like-
but Kyle's talking about something different. Kyle's talking about going to a hotel room and you're like, this is a nicely decorated bathroom. And the things that make it nicely decorated are the marble countertops and like brushed steel faucets. But when you don't have money for that kind of crap, you paint the walls blue and you put a sailboat on it. You're talking
Yeah.
about a different thing. Like they can't be nice bathroom aesthetic
Yeah,
is
okay.
money.
Fair enough.
Nautical
Yeah,
shit
fair.
is like
There should
I
be
can buy
more.
potpourri,
There should be
sure.
more forest themed bathrooms.
I was actually just thinking literally the same
Yeah,
thing.
that'd be good.
Yeah.
Because that's where you go.
No, wait. Hold up.
That's where I go anyway.
We just need Bucky's themed bathrooms.
Bucky's themed bathrooms.
Yeah.
There's always pictures of horses
Yes.
Oh yeah, or like
And-
old maps of Texas.
or old maps of Texas. Exactly.
Oh god.
Bucky's
I hate that.
Bucky's is like they got it down, man.
Actually, the bathroom in Night Watch, which is the gaming store that we go to here, in the girls' bathroom, it's Doctor Who.
Yeah,
I know
Actually,
because I work there. I
We've
clean
got like an
both these bathrooms
anchor
a
hanging
lot.
on the ceiling and like
We-
a diver mask.
right.
I actually know everything about the men's bathroom in Night Watch.
Did they use our TARDIS? We sold
No,
them our
I don't think
TARDIS
so.
prop to
I don't
use
think
in
they
the
ever-
bathroom.
It was too big. The measurements didn't fit.
They used
Not
it
too
for
bad.
firewood.
No, it was TARDIS themed bathroom worked. So
Yeah.
Well, it's Doctor Who themed.
Right.
Hot men themed bathroom. I like this idea actually.
Oh yeah, that's what should be on every bathroom wall. Is like magazine cutouts of like various horny shit.
Mm. I
There
like
we
that.
go.
There was one.
I have seen restaurants that have
Yeah,
in fact
restaurants.
employed this this tactic.
I do not remember where it was, but I went into a restaurant growing up a lot. Not a lot, like once or twice. And the ladies' room, you would go into the ladies' room and you would go and you sit down, and then as you came out, you started paying attention to the decor, which was only like hot girls on cars and like half naked men posing and like workout stuff. So you thought you went into the wrong bathroom, but they purposely misdecorated the bathrooms. And then you go into the guys and it's like makeup and girly stuff and like purses and shopping things.
Don't
so
understand
you, like, have a
the need
moment
to
of panic.
confuse my bathroom experience.
Yeah, I don't either. This definitely is like something that I've seen people do before.
It
There's
was
like-
rude.
There's some steakhouses, and they say like gals and gents on the doors, but then when you go
they
in,
switch them on the
like,
inside.
on the
Oh.
inside of the door, it says gals, and you're just like, oh no, I don't care.
No, every single time anyone does that, they're like, cool prank. Like the two guys are just sitting there watching, waiting,
Yeah.
knowing that you were mildly confused for a second.
Mildly, momentarily confused.
This is bringing us something, talking about like restaurant bathrooms is bringing back like working at restaurant memories, and like I don't want to go there.
So I worked at Domino's, so the bathroom was never for anybody but us, which meant we only had each other to blame for everything wrong with the bathroom.
Oh,
Which was, relaxing, actually. That was nice.
I know what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about bathroom. Oh no, what is the word I'm thinking of? Manners?
Etiquette?
Etiquette. It's etiquette, which has been continuously. So growing up, I know that the opposite gender always has like this problem with each other. So like girls go to the bathroom in hordes, and you guys are like, why? But I learned in high school that men like don't have separators between their toilets.
Yeah, men don't like that either.
They don't dislike it enough to do anything about it.
What do we do about it?
I love it.
Build stalls. Build.
I want to
little
be
walls
closer
or
to my
something.
homies.
This feel so what? So I'm up because I'm a man. I gotta walk in there with my toolbox and build my own stalls for the bathroom.
No. I just mean okay, people who are designing male bathrooms are not women. Like they're not the ones choosing that you all just like
No, you're
have
absolutely
your
right.
genitals out around
I don't
each
get
other.
it. It's very confusing.
It's such a weird. I don't understand why this happens this way. When did this become the norm? Give me a date. Someone who knows some bathroom facts needs to tell me when it became super normal for guys to all just like go and pee in front of each other.
It's the logical progression. We've gotten more and more concerned because we used to it was a trough.
The trough, man. You go to the football stadium and there's a trough.
And then you're like literally shoulder to shoulder. Sometimes you cross streams. It's embarrassing. So like separate toilets at all is like a luxury.
Yeah, if you hide from each other, it's just gay.
I can't
also
deal with the fact
what are
that
you
there has
afraid
to
of?
be like
You know,
I
you
can't
don't
deal
want
with
to touch
the
me while you
rules.
pee. You don't want to like hang out and put
It's
your
that-
arm around me when you pee.
I
bro.
can't deal with the rules that come with your bathroom experiences. Like, don't look any men in the eyes. Don't get too close. When you're away at all times, don't look at anybody's penises. But like, if girls
the
were in a
great
bathroom
equalizer.
and we all just had our vaginas out, we would be looking. I'm done talking about. I just realized that this got to a point where I'm naming genitals. But either way, I just cannot deal with the bathroom etiquette that belongs to men.
I
can't do it.
Were you in any sports in high school?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like you have to shower together. Like, I don't know.
never
It's sort of
that
fine.
into any
It's
sport.
fine.
You go home and shower, and your parents drive you home after school. It was never that into sports. Not like 4 a.m. into sports in high school.
Like, once again, you're at the school at 6. You just work out for 2 hours, and then it's like, yeah, you're gonna shower. You're not gonna go to like class like smelling like butt.
Wow. So men just all shower naked together too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
I cannot deal with this. Like,
It's how you bond with your bros.
Yeah.
I can't.
It's
not
like,
that I
yeah,
have
like
any
the first
problems
time
with
you're like,
this.
I don't know, but it's just like, sure. You just go in the shower, you shower, you go back. Nobody's there like hanging out. It's not like a social experience. It's just like, I'm just gonna shower.
It just seems like from my perspective as a woman, men should just
As
be
a
like,
woman.
as multiple women in a trench coat. It just feels like men should be way chiller about everything.
Right, no,
then.
the only reason this is a problem is because it does not mesh with any of the other toxic masculinity problems.
I just don't understand.
Like-
You guys literally see each other's penises like so much more often than I thought was a thing that existed. Like in football, guys will like slap each other's butts, and in bathrooms, you all have your you're all out there together and you're showering after school. Like, why aren't you guys way more chill about shit? Just calm down.
Toxic.
You have that's it.
Yeah,
I am chill.
What was that, Ricky?
I am chill. It's everybody else who's wrong.
You are chill. No, I all the men in my life have suddenly become chill, but I want you to know that for 20 years, the men in my life were not chill.
Yeah, when she
And
says
then I
you
met
guys,
Kyle.
she's not actually addressing us.
No, I met Kyle and
Yeah.
he was like, men can be like this. I'm like, men can be like this? And then he introduced me to Ian and I'm like, another man like this? And then he proceeded to introduce me to all his friends and I'm like, more men like this? Where you guys like weren't concerned with being like called girly names and like you're just normal people.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all. That's a whole nother tangent I could go on. But
Yeah,
I just
that's a whole conversation.
Oops.
What time are we at?
We still got a bit.
Okay.
no worries.
The back on the weird crusted bottles.
Why do we keep going
You
back
like
to the
that one
crusted
better
bottles?
because I'd much rather think about bathroom
Bathrooms?
etiquette than crusty bottle tops because one makes me want to vomit and the other is just mildly confusing.
So also, speaking of bathrooms and vomit,
Oh, okay. Wait, let's go back to the soap thing.
it was like I'm so happy. Like I've worked a lot of service jobs, right?
hmm
I'm just so happy I've never worked a job where I had to clean a like customer used bathroom.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like I've worked
Never?
jobs where I've had to clean like employee used bathrooms, and like I mean when it's an employee used bathroom, it's like literally there were like 6 people on shift today,
Wow.
and it's like if you ruin the bathroom, we all know, you know. So it's like everybody's on their best behavior. But,
oh
like,
yeah, that makes
but,
sense.
like McDonald's bathroom or like you know any of those bathrooms, just like it's free game. People go nuts in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's just awful. Anyways,
That's where you go
I'm
when you have nowhere else to turn.
I'm thinking about
Yeah.
so many of my experiences now.
I mean, I work summer camps and stuff like that, but thankfully, you know, the people who run the camp have their own janitorial employees and stuff like that to do things like that. I was just in charge of making sure kids don't kill each other and making sure kids don't get stuck on fishing hooks. Why in a summer camp for 8 to 10-year-olds would you try to give them real fishing gear?
I had a friend in high school who worked at Forever 21 and it was like her dream job and she loved everything about working at Forever 21 and I was always a waitress. So when people were like, Allison, go clean the bathrooms, I said no, because that's actually not my job. Like I deliver food to people with my hands. I'm not going to go clean the bathroom and then go like drop off your food. Every restaurant that can employ servers can employ people to separately clean the floors and bathrooms and stuff. Like that never has to be a crossover thing. Anyway, doesn't matter. My friend called and she was like, I just picked poop off of the dressing room floor and I'm really reconsidering everything about my life because I can't like, because she was like regularly people go into the dressing rooms and they just go to the bathroom.
What time are we at? 29 minutes or something like that?
Is it over yet? Anyway, she had to strongly reconsider everything about how she wanted her life to go when like she had to literally pick up someone else's mess out of a dressing room. And I'm like, I'm just going to keep delivering your food to people. Like, it's not that big of a deal now that you've called me and made me realize my life is going okay. Thanks. How did we get here? What were we talking about?
Well, you started with soap scum making you
Well,
vomit.
let's see here. Well, that's a good segue
Oh,
to
Ricky
the
was
end
talking
here.
about cleaning
go ahead.
out bathrooms. That's right. that's
Kyle,
Yeah.
can you summarize this episode for us?
This episode is called Flesh Couch.
right. We talked so much more about everything else than the flesh couch. We talked about so much more.
Name a better title for a podcast episode.
I can't. I was not chosen. I'm just letting you know that Flesh Couch was like a minute in a 30-minute long
You
podcast.
can't.
I'm not saying I'm
summarize
summarizing it better.
If it's your talking point. To
I'm not
start us
saying I'm
off.
summarizing it better. I'm saying I'm editing this episode and it's called Flesh Couch.